When we talk about this time-space reality, so here you all are. You made the decision to broadcast yourselves here. And so now you are here in combination with those like us who are non-physically focused. You are experiencing the expansion of that vibration into fuller manifestation. That's why we call it this leading edge. So of course, there are other consciousnesses in other locations who are having similar experiences. There are other experiences, there are other consciousnesses who are offering their vibrations and creating their own reality. But the vibration of this time-space reality and the vibration of any other is not the same vibration, and that's why they are not intertwining. In the manifested sense, you cannot see any consciousness that does not reflect your own vibration. Now there is intertwining in the vibrational sense. It's an important distinction. If there were not intertwining in the vibrational sense, Esther could not have received us. And so that's why there are those humans in physical form who are able to sometimes translate a vibration into a visual. But the reason that they see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, full-blown version of manifestation of those other places is not ever going to intertwine with your see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, because they are different frequencies. They are different vibrational realities. This is why these discussions are so interesting, because you have a perception that we are trying to work our way around, and you cannot, any of you, begin to understand what's going on out there till you understand what's going on here. Until you are a master of vibrational understanding, until you have control of your own vibration, you will not be able to stand solid in awareness of any other. It's really understanding the vibrational nature of the universe. Let's say that you are a tuner receiver of a radio frequency, let's say. That's what your physicality is. And you're tuned to the frequency of planet Earth. Now, you didn't tune your frequency to planet Earth after you got here. You tuned your frequency to planet Earth before you got here. So it's a really important, inherent, core, central tuning that you've done. And so here you are tuned to this frequency, and so is everyone else who's here living with you. And you've come to this frequency, to this experience, with the intention of co-creating with the others who are here. So there is variance in your frequencies, one and another, but not that much, because the core of who you all are is really beaming a powerful central signal. And so the variance among you is not about your core life on planet Earth. This is who I've been, this is who I be, this is my co-creative environment. It's not that that signal varies among you. It doesn't. It's that your individual relationships to that signal varies. Some of you tuned in, tapped in, turned on, some of you not. Some of you often in alignment, some of you infrequently in alignment, some of you seldom in alignment, some of you never in alignment. And so your variance is not about that central broadcasting frequency. It's about your relationship to it. And so this is the best explanation that we've given so far about this, is that other galaxies, for lack of Esther's vocabulary of finding a better word, other environments, other leading edge places out there, not so different from yours, but different frequencies, are not intertwining with this one. So that begs the question. We can feel it from among you. So will we or they ever reach the place that we are on similar enough frequencies that we will begin interacting together? And we say, yeah, because as your questions about them and their questions about you become stronger and stronger, but it cannot happen for anyone unless you are completely and steadily a master of your vibrational alignment with who you really are. Because if you think that it is unnerving or unsettling or disruptive or resistant to interact with the conditions, some of which are different and not understood by you from this reality, if you could begin to dabble isn't quite the right word, stumble into is a better word, some of that other, the disruption to your vibrational frequency would be difficult. So that's why it is our loving encouragement for now, until you are masters of your own frequency, to mind your own business. To mind your own business, to do what you came to do. We know what your objection to that is, because on the one hand, Abraham says you are unlimited beings, and now it seems like we're placing limits. We're not ever asking you to close yourself off to anything, because if this time-space reality has the wherewithal to produce a desire within you, then you are on the way to receiving the full manifestation of it. We are never placing limits. We are wanting to teach you vibration, because once you master the vibration about anything, now it's going to turn to a reality for you. Now it's going to be something that you want it to be. But this question is like so many questions that we get. How can I get to this reality? And we say, well, let's talk about the vibration of it. And you say, I don't want to talk about the vibration of it anymore. I want to talk about the reality of it. And we say, well, eventually you'll get to the reality of it, but let's talk about the vibration of it. Well, the vibration of it isn't very satisfying to me. I want to talk about the reality of it. And we say, you got to mind your own business, and your own business is talking about the vibration of it. We are just, as teachers, wanting you to understand. We say it all day, every day, and we said it all day yesterday on every subject, not just that one. Do this work first. Do this work first. Do the vibrational 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 work first. And then let the other be inspired. And that's what you're not yet doing. Most are not yet doing it. You're not letting the inspiration come from your alignment. You're managing it from what you've gathered. And 99.99% of what humans have gathered, they have made up from their conscious mind. They have not received it from broader perspective, and it's not accurate, and it won't lead to where you want it to lead, you see. So, tune in, mind your own business, tune in, and then let Source lead you through your path of least resistance, which means let Source lead you to where you're ready to go. We love you all so much, but you keep wanting to go to places that you're not ready to go. Take me to where I'm not ready to go. We say, you won't like it when you get there because you're not ready to go. Take me to where I'm not ready to go. I'm tired of not being where I want to go. We say, get yourself vibrational ready, and anything that you want. Yes, that's what you wanted to hear from us. There is nothing that is off limits to you. If this environment can inspire the desire, and that desire has been realized by you, then it is underway. But do that work. Once it is a desire that you have realized, it is a desire that can come to fruition. But let it come to the fruition of the reality of what the universe is. Don't let science fiction guide you. For example, this is a time-space reality that comes from a source energy that is based upon love and love only. So when you do the work and it comes to fruition, it's not going to play out that some evil empire is going to come and conquer you. And we're not implying that in other galaxies that there are streams of negative energy. There are not. We are just wanting to sort of put to rest the rampage of misinformation on this subject that has been flowing so rampantly, and it is that mindset that for the most part holds others apart from getting this alignment work done. You will hear this and understand it perfectly. So it's one thing for all of you to have come from the same root core vibration, and then for one of you to get in alignment and teach through the clarity of your example, and another to get in alignment and teach through the clarity of your example, because you are similar enough in your vibration that you can bring one other along. Often we say to someone who is a teacher and an uplifter and who wants to help others to understand some of what they don't understand, this is a frequent answer that we give. We say, do you accept that all of you are extensions of source energy? And they say yes. And we say, and do you accept that source energy is aware of you and flowing to you and through you? And they say yes. And we say, And therefore, are you aware that source energy is aware of everybody else too, and flowing to them and through them, and they say yes. And we say, so if source can't get through to them right now because of the vibrational frequency they're in, then what makes you think that you're going to right now? And they always say, oh, yeah, I feel better about that. So what we're saying about this is such a huge vibrational difference. And for one to master that, seeing is believing. You're not going to manifest any spaceships. You're not going to manifest those things. For those who need to see it to believe it, they're not going to find it. You have to believe it before you see it. And that's something that almost everyone who's looking for that is not willing to do. They're out there searching the skies with their eyes, rather than in meditation finding alignment with the core of them who could find alignment with the core of them. If you want to know something and you feel a block, is it a block about answers, or is it a block about motion forward towards something you want? So if you feel a block, it means you're asking a bigger question than you're ready to receive. It's because it's vibrationally not where you are. It's too big. You're not vibrationally ready for it. You're really going to like this. When you ask a bigger question than you're ready to receive the answer for, or when you are wanting a bigger outcome than you are ready to receive the guidance about, that's what that blockage is that you feel, is that you're asking for something that you're not ready to hear. When you get into the receiving mode, you will receive the expectation that Source has about this subject. And when you're receiving the expectation that Source has about the subject, because you're in this receiving mode, yeah, your expectation will have changed to the expectation that Source has about this. When you find the vibrational frequency, it's you. In other words, you are us, we are you. There's no real separation between your source and you ever, except sometimes you pinch it off a little bit. And this is a wonderful distinction to understand, is because when you get into the receiving mode, you are blended. You are blended with the whole of who you are. So mastery is getting blended and staying there longer. Or mastery is at least getting there and knowing that you are there, and then knowing there where you're not there, and then knowing when you are there, and then knowing when you're not there. Mastery does not mean always being there. Mastery means knowing the difference and knowing what to do, how to get there, and getting better at sustaining being there. In other words, what humans so often do is they say, well, this is what I want, but this is what I have to do. But instead, if you're saying, this is what I want to do while I'm vibrationally aligning with what I want, there's no resistance in that. Feel the difference. Pointing at yourself like failing from your desire. No, it's like if you're going to travel from here to San Antonio, there's some distance that you're going to travel. And while you're on your way, you're not failing. Receiving the expectation that Source has about us, by getting into the receiving mode and practicing the feeling of the expectation that Source has, the desire that I put there and the knowledge and belief that Source holds about it, that's expectation. And when you rendezvous with that expectation, first of all, think about what that point of attraction is. Think about law of attraction's response to that vibration. And more important, think about your now readiness to receive the impulses that come next. Don't you love it when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on? Can't you just feel that everything is there for you? Esther just squeals with delight sometimes as she can feel the perfection of the way things are congealing around her. And when you get together with others who are on that same wavelength, you become so powerful in your joyful motion forward.